But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce?
It's your buddy John back for the week 13 progress update. What a week it's been. I got a stupid grin on my face. I'm going to tell you all about it. All right, let's get into eating. This week, 3 pounds of ground chicken. Switched to ground chicken. And it's all right. 24 egg whites, 8 whole eggs, 4 cups of green peppers, 4 cups of cucumbers, 4 cups of spinach. I went to a place called Miso twice this week. I guess it's like, what do you call it? Panda Express, probably better, I think. They got a nice gochujang sauce, which I really enjoy. And I don't eat out a lot. I haven't been eating out a lot in the last 90 days, but this week was a little bit different. So, again, if you're thinking about those totals, kind of low. And that's because I fasted from 10 o'clock. I normally don't eat that late, but 10 o'clock Wednesday night till 8 o'clock Sunday morning. So like 82 hours. So I was pretty happy with that. Again, that's not medical advice. I'm not telling you you should do that. I did that because I felt bad about breaking my fast last week. I was trying to do 72 hours and only hit 55. So this week, we went and got it done, and I did it late enough in the day at 10 o'clock in the evening where I wasn't going to eat at 72 hours. That would have been 72 hours would have been Saturday night, so didn't bother. And I didn't sleep Saturday night, so I was up for like 36, 40 hours, something like that before I fell asleep. So, yeah. I'm adding this part in because I fell asleep after I recorded the video. So sorry for the late drop. I had to edit it when I woke up. I fell asleep at my desk after I was done recording. So this is just being added in. Walking this week, 39.5 miles. Felt pretty good. No energy issues. It was a little weird this week. It was kind of cold down here in Texas. It was raining most of the week. I got rained on a few nights while I was out there. So, but no big deal. Got to do it. So that's what we did. Sleep this week. I said I was going to go for 7 hours this week, a night average. That didn't happen. It was closer to 4.5. So not sleeping Saturday night into Sunday hurt, but I was already behind the 8 ball in terms of sleep anyways. So this week we'll try to make sure we get at least 7 hours. And starting last night, I went to bed at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, somewhere between then, and woke up at 6. So we got our first night of the week, 8 hours. So that's a nice average to start with. Let's go from there. So this week, I went to eat at Miso's twice. I ate out twice in the same week, and I just went to the same place. It was the week of my big doctor's appointment. I hadn't been in almost 4 years, I found out when I got there. So, I went in there and I'm be honest, full transparency. I was waiting for them to say, you're dying. Right. And so I thought, I really believe that, for the last 10 years, I really haven't cared too much. Eat like garbage, probably 4,000 calories plus a day. Drank more often than I ever have in my life. Like, I'm what's considered an alcoholic because I'm a binge drinker, which means I may not drink a lot, but when I drink, I go whole hog on it. I just drink as much as I can. I've blacked out more times in the past few years than I have in my entire life. But that's what it is. Only, I ramped up how much drinking I did in the last 3-4 years since I moved in this new house. And, whatever. That's why I was kind of worried. I'm like, I'm going to go to the doctors. They're going to tell me my liver's fried and my kidneys are fried and I need dialysis and all this stuff. But I went to the doctors and saw my same doctor for 4 years ago, Dr. Ken. She's awesome. And she said, everything looks good, Now, I went to the VA for this appointment. I didn't use TRICARE. I mostly use TRICARE for my daughter. The VA is closer and, waiting 2 months for the appointment wasn't bad. And for all those people out here who tell you the VA is awful, they're full of shit. The VA is what the VA is. It's as good as the person who understands how it works and what you're entitled to. So when I went in there, they got me ointment for my knees for like ache from walking. They sent me lidocaine patches. They sent me vitamin D supplements because my vitamin D was low. Yeah, it's because I'm a vampire, obviously. And yeah, they took care of that for me. They made an appointment to get me back in mental health. They called me a half or an hour after I left to make that appointment. They called me a half hour after I left to make my next checkup. They called me the next day to make an appointment for a sleep study, which they didn't have any availability till September. So they're going to refer me into the community. So I'll get one sooner. So yeah, the VA taking care of me. They sent me lidocaine patches, and like I said, all the other stuff to make sure I'm good. And they told me everything was good. So when I left, I went to Miso's and had that. And then the next day I had Miso's again because it's good. And their gochujang sauce is second to none. So relief on my end, whether my concerns were warranted, and they probably weren't. I'm glad to hear that things are good. Gave my daughter the biggest hug when she came home. And now that's just harder my resolve. And we will continue to work harder, grind harder than we have. And we've already been grinding going forward. Going to attack life with a certain ferocity, I guess you could say. Because I'm just happy to be here and happy to know that I have earned it. There is life after, putting on a ton of weight and, giving yourself up for dead. You can turn it around. And so that was what I took from walking out of the doctor's office on Tuesday. I really did think she was going to tell me that I was good. And then she was going to say April Fool's because my appointment was on April 1st. Now, what's the reality of a doctor telling you you're dying than just saying I'm kidding? It probably doesn't reflect very well on them. But I really thought that could happen. So now I'm come out of that appointment. I realized that was never going to happen. But, when you're in the moment, you don't expect good things to happen. All this seems plausible, but obviously it really wasn't. So doctor's appointment went well. Feel good. You should probably see a happier, more upbeat me because I'm not thinking in the background that all this is for no real good reason. When I go see the doctor, they're going to tell me that's cool that you're trying to get healthy, but it's too late. It's never too late. And so if you're dealing with this kind of stuff in your life, don't worry about this stuff. Just address things as they come. Weight training this week. I didn't get 3 days. I only did 2 days, which is disappointing. But I shouldn't be telling you this story anymore about how I set a goal and didn't achieve it. It's just nonsense. I had the opportunities. I just didn't take them. So going forward, 3 days should be the minimum that we get in. Again, same exercises as last week, just not at the, I don't know, what do you call it? Not at the level that we would have liked. 3 days should be the minimum. Obviously, getting the 5 days a week is the goal. But we're just starting with this, so I'll keep you guys apprised of that. So, stepped on the scale this morning, and the new weight is, drum roll, 245.3. A loss of 4.4 pounds this week. Hey, what can we say? We're doing it, Every morning I step on, or every Sunday morning I step on the scale, I expect there to be some kind of loss. Aside from the 1 week where I think I lost 1.2 pounds, and that was like 5-6 weeks ago, and I really BS that week. We get on there every morning and it's been like 3 pounds minimum. So that brings us to 62.4 pounds for 90 days exactly. Yesterday was 90 days exactly. 62.4 pounds. Now, let me tell you, for some context, I thought when it came to losing weight, I thought it was possible that, you kind of start setting goals and you say, what do you want to do? And I'd like to lose 100 pounds, right? I thought it would take me all year. I thought I'd be pressing up to the year, like maybe I could lose 100 pounds in 52 weeks. We're at 62.4 pounds now in 90 days, in 3 months. So, man, if we keep this trajectory, and I don't know if we can, but we're going to try, 62.4 pounds in 90 days. I might be able to lose 100 pounds at the 6 month mark. That would be another 90 days, another 3 months, losing 37.6 pounds. I think that is definitely possible, and that's what we're going to try to do. We're not going to try to do this in a year and just be happy with it. We're going to grind and we're going to try to make it happen in a month or in 6 months. And that is what I'm aiming towards right now. So, hey, if you're here on the journey, you see what I'm doing here, you see what I'm trying to do. I'm dead set on it. And no one can tell me anything. Now that I found out I'm healthy, it's like a license to kill, James Bond 007. I just found out I'm healthy. That's a license to just go after whatever I want and go do whatever I want in my life. So that's that's how we'll be attacking life going forward. Now, this week, I realized something. I think in the first video I told you there was three things to losing weight, three components. Calories in, calories out, uh, your level of activity, and your sleep. And I think I probably added music after that. Music is an important component. But there was two more components as I was walking Tuesday night, and I was calling some of my friends to tell them about the great news of the doctor's appointment. And the other two components are vitamin G. You gotta have your vitamin G. And the vitamin G is gratitude. You have to be grateful for life and what's going on in your life and the people in your life. You have to be grateful for the abilities you have, what you can't do, regardless of your limitations. If you can do something, do it. Even if, I used to run 10 miles a day. I can't run 10 miles right now, but that doesn't mean I won't be able to in the future if I continue on this trajectory. So be grateful. Vitamin G. The second part, I guess that would be the fifth. This would be the sixth part in my estimation. You have to have a strong foundation. And by that, I mean, like, you got to have a team around you. You got to have people who want to see you win. You got to have people who want to see you get better, do better, and are willing to lend their support to you and let you know, like, even when things maybe aren't going your way, that they got your back. And when it comes to that, dude, my team is second to none. I'm reminded of that Joel Ortiz bar where he says, look at all these Olajuwons, we the dream team, the 92 dream team. Anybody who watches basketball knows who they are. Olajuwon, one of the top five, maybe top three greatest centers of all time in the NBA. And I got a straight team of Olajuwons. And so I called my boy Ernie this week. Ernie, I don't mean to put you on blast, but I don't know what you call it. I got a disclaimer for Ernie. So, don't be hard on Ernie. Ernie's the homie. But I called Ernie this weekend to tell him, or I called him on Wednesday, to tell him that I was healthy. And he answers the phone. It's probably midnight. I'm pretty sure he's drunk. And that's a disclaimer. Ernie was drunk, guys. So he says, "What's up, Slim?" And that always makes me laugh when he calls me that. But he's right. We're getting there. We're working towards it. And we're just talking. I'm like, man, I'm healthy, dude. We're on another great trajectory this week. And he doesn't say anything. And I'm like, bro, you all right? You there? And he was a little emotional. Ernie, I know you was drunk, dog. So I'm gonna chalk it up to that. But I wouldn't judge you even if you wasn't, because I know you're the homie either way. So drunk or not drunk, I guess it's a possibility. And he was a little emotional. And I said, what's up, dog? What's up with the tears, man? And he's like, man, I'm just so proud of you. And in that moment, this is where this kind of idea for this section came from in his video. I knew that I had to do this and I couldn't wait to do it. this victory, this weight loss, this journey I'm on. I mean, yeah, I'm out here, I'm walking because I have to. Yeah, I'm making my food. I'm managing my calories. I'm doing the things I need to do. But none of this is possible without the team around me. These are the people who made me believe that I even could do what I'm doing. These are the people who made me want to do what I'm doing. I want to be around in their lives. I want to watch their kids grow up. I want to be friends with them when they're going through stuff that is uncomfortable for them. Uh, I want to see the weddings. I want to see the grandkids. I just want to be here for these people. And in order to be here for these people, I can't do it in my current form, or I can't do it in my current form January 5th when I was 307.7 pounds. And these people gave me the juice that I needed to make me feel like I even could make these changes. So I want to take a second. I want to thank these people because, when we get to when we reach the mountaintop, when we get to, you know, 207.7 pounds, 100 pounds off, or 190 pounds, whatever I make it to, and we plant the flag at the top of Victory Mountain. Uh, this isn't just a John Fitzgerald achievement. This is for everybody. Without this foundation, none of this is possible. Without these people in my life, none of this is possible. Like you can't do this stuff by yourself. And the even better question is, why would you want to? So my advice is surround yourself with a team of absolute killers. Go get you a team of Olajuwons, and there's nothing you can't do. And there won't be anything that you can't believe that you can do. So I want to take a second here and I want to give some flowers to the Olajuwons on my team that make the engine go, that are propelling me to the top of Victory Mountain. I want to thank my boy Tori and his family. I had gone to Tori years ago and had thought about doing something for YouTube. And I had a few ideas, but one of these things was chronicling weight loss because I knew I needed to do it. And this was one of the easiest ways to keep yourself accountable. Put it on record and put it out there. Once you do that, you can't take it back. People have seen it. I'm a firm believer that people shouldn't have expectations in you until you give them to them, until you show them what you can do. And then after you show them a certain level of something, then it becomes an expectation. TAPS, as Colonel Cardenas would say, tolerated, accepted, practiced, new standard. So thank you, Colonel Cardenas, for that. Task Force 421, let's go. Vipers, something like that. So Tori, I asked him about this. I said, man, do you think this is even something I could do? And he's like, man, this stuff's not hard, bro. Just need the right equipment. I can walk you through how to edit it. I can walk you through all this stuff works. And everything you see here, Tori has shown me how to do. So he helped me pick out my camera, my soundboard, microphones, you name it. He advised on all of it. He showed me how to use the DaVinci program so I can edit things on my own. The dude has been an absolute rock in this, for real. And then on top of that, outside of just his technical expertise, he's the homie. Him and his wife, Christina, their kids. Love these guys, man. I always appreciate the support, man. I appreciate everything you've done for me. So shout out to Tori and his family. Want to thank my boy Danny Boy and his family. What a guy. I can't say any more than that. I mean, this is like the kind of cheerleader you always want in your corner. He's always showing love, always pumping my tires. So Danny, I appreciate you. I appreciate you and the family. Love you guys. Shout out to my boy Nick and his family. Nick, that's my next door neighbor. What a dude, salt to the earth. Dude's just always showing love. I mean, like I said, you can't ask for a better teammate, a better friend. So I appreciate all the support, man, that you and your family give me. I love you guys. Shout out to my boy Chris and his wife and daughter and his dad, Ken, and his mom. Again, man, it's crazy. This list is, I don't think it's terribly long, but I'll give a little context when I get to the end of it, but appreciate you guys. Like you say, Chris, every day I leave the crib, bro, I'm just trying to get 1% better. Every time I go for a walk, I'm just trying to get 1% better, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate your friendship. Shout out to my old neighbor, Eric, and his kids. Eric's always showing love as well. I don't see him as much as I see some of these guys, but every time I can get around them, it's always good to see him. It's like I never left. It's like I never moved. So, Eric, appreciate you, brother. Shout out to my boy, Mike. Mike, I've known Mike 25 years. He's the one who made the Fit certified thumbs up Fallout guy that I use on my on the music stuff. He had that made for me. When I switched the Green Hands production hit by lightning thing from Home Improvement soundbite where the inside joke comes from, I put his daughters, he asked his daughters to say that stuff. So shout out to Amelia and Charlotte. And so I use their voice on that now. Dude's just, man, 25 years plus. Dude's just been there. Love you, dude. I love your family, man. I appreciate you. Shout out to my boy Preston. Me and Preston, we served at the same time. I've known him for 20 plus years. I've known him from high school. We didn't serve in the same unit, but we served at the same time. And we've been talking about losing weight forever. And it's like you said, P, as much as we talked about it, I remember when you said, man, one day when we actually decide to do it, we will. Because for years we had just been talking. And right now he's on his own journey and he's lost 60 plus pounds on his own. So, man, I'm happy to see you walking your own path, man, and getting the results you're getting, having success. I love being able to share in that with you, bro. So, love you, man. Hey, Charlie, shout out to my boy Charlie. Known him 20 plus years. Like I said, man, I think week 3, 4, you sent me a message, man, and really motivated one of the videos specifically where I talked about, suicide back in 2017. And just let me know I had your support, man. I know we don't talk very often, but just let me know I had your support and that I could reach out if I needed anything, man. It means a lot to me. It really does. So shout out to Charlie. Shout out to the Horseman, the only group chat in my phone. I hate group chats. But the Horseman, my boy Utu, my boy Stout, my boy Tostin, you guys have been great, man. It's always good to be able to go in the group chat and lean on you guys for whatever's needed. I hope that I bring the same value to the group chat. If you need anything from me, you guys know that you can reach out, and I always got you. Just remember, man, I ain't paying for your paper bag games, though. Shout out to my boy True and his wife Angel. I know you guys have been tracking this whole journey. I appreciate you. True was my roommate for a period of time back in Iraq. Served with him in the 520th Area Sport Medical Company on Fort Lewis. True's been the homie for 15 plus years. So, hey, man, I appreciate all your support, brother. Go Athletics. Shout out to Lentz, a.k.a. the Warden, patrolling the blocks over there in the barracks in the 56 MMB, the Initiated. I appreciate your support, brother. Shout out to my Fort Drum brethren, my boy Ryan, my boy Flo. What can we say, Flo? Can't complain because who would care, right? Happy birthday, my boy. I know he turned 31. I don't know. I'm going to confirm. He might be 32, though. And at the time of recording this, today's his birthday. So happy birthday, brother. Appreciate you. Hope you did something cool with your girl or by yourself, whatever. Whatever your preference, man. Love you, brother. To my BSW brethren over here at Baylor Sky and White, my boy Johnny. I hope you had a good weekend, man. I appreciate your support, bro, through this entire thing. And I appreciate your support at work, obviously. Man, we'll get some steak soon, hopefully. To my Korean brethren, my boy John Kelly, the only dude I still talk to from my time in Korea. I appreciate your support, bro. Appreciate your friendship through the years. It's all about the leaders' collects, bro. The leaders' collects. You know what I'm talking about. You're the initiated on this one. 2nd Infantry Division, second to none. That's you, bro. Second to none. To my boy Moon Puppy, another Fort Lewis homie. Known him 20 years. Well, maybe not 20 years, but 15 plus. the homie. I still remember when you was listening to that damn Tony Ayo, and you said when he said the keys to consistency is the key to victory. And I just been thinking about that ever since, honestly, man. And that's what this whole victory's been about. This victory we're on the path towards, man. Just trying to be consistent. So I appreciate your friendship through the years. Hope you and your family are doing well. To my older brother Jim, I mean, this is the guy. This is my older brother. He was like a father figure to me as a young man. And I just remember when I was going through a divorce, I texted him one day and I said, what's goody? And, or he said, what's goody to me? And I said, man, just going through a divorce, just making it, but I guess things are good. And I remember he sent me a text message that I think about often where he said, bro, even when life ain't good, it's still good. And he's right. Like, listen, man, I'm not impoverished. I don't live in a super bad situation. I'm not going through any terrible hardships aside from the ones I put on myself being obese, morbidly obese. But he's right. You know, even when things aren't good, life is still good. And that's the view you need to take on life. And life won't be so bad. Shout out to my little brother Brent. I remember back in 17 when I was, flying off the handle and I was losing it, I would call my little brother. And my little brother, he would say, do you want me to get mom? And I didn't want to talk to my mom. I wanted to talk to my little brother because for those who don't know my brother, which is most of you, he's just a different dude. He's built different. And it's something that I always admire about him or respect about him is he goes his own way and he moves at his own pace. And I knew that he wouldn't respond to me being unhinged like everybody else would. I know what everybody else would say if I called him and said half the stuff I said to him. But my little brother is just completely different. And because he is different, I think talking with him in some of the hardest times of my life, within 5 minutes, we wouldn't even be talking about it anymore. We'd just be talking about whatever in general and laughing and joking. And he would immediately pull me out of some of those dark places I was in. So, Brent, I appreciate you, dog. I love you, man. Shout out to my mom. I love you, mom. I know you watch the videos. I know you don't say a whole lot, but you never really have said a whole lot. I know I don't take that personal. I just know that's just how it is. So I appreciate you, mom. I love you so much. Shout out to my Uncle Mike and his wife Erin. I know you guys have been watching videos. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to take a vacation. Maybe sometime this summer, come up there, or no, I guess they're in North Carolina. So come over there and see you guys, or we'll get together sooner or later. Show off my new summer body. To everyone who watches the video, man, that makes you an Olajuwon too. If you're over here supporting me, hey, Akeem Olajuwon status. You've been promoted. To my daughter, Corey, my lovely daughter Corey, who's 12. This is all for you. You're the catalyst for most of this. You're the reason that I even want to be here. You're the reason I want to be here healthy, for when you graduate, or for when you potentially go to college, for when you potentially get married, for when you potentially have children. I want to be here to be able to advise you and care about you and love you and help you facilitate the life that you want to live, how you want to live it. And I wasn't doing myself any favors in the current condition I was in, or condition I was in as of January of this year. So this is for you, baby. And last but not least, I want to thank the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and end. I want to thank God for what's going on right now. It was touch and go for the last decade and some change. And, when I ain't even care about myself and I was trying to burn it all down, you pulled me from the burning building. I used to go to a Catholic school for a period of time in my youth. And one of my favorite parts of church before you receive the communion is there's a part where the congregation has to respond, Lord, I'm not worthy to receive you, but only say the word and I shall be healed. And the translation for that is, I'm knowing not shit. I know I'm not. But if you think I am, then it's so. It doesn't really matter what I think about myself. You think you think I'm worthy. And by dint of you thinking I'm worthy, I am worthy. That's how I take this doctor's appointment, telling me things are good and I'm on the right path. You say I'm worthy. I didn't think I was worthy to live the life that could potentially be ahead of me getting healthy. So thanks to the Alpha and Omega, baby. This week, album of the week, New Surrender by Anberlin. Used to listen to this in 09, 08, 09 when I was in Iraq the first time. One of my favorite albums by them, The Resistance, Breaking. Uh, just a loaded album. I think the Feel Good Drag, the second version of the Feel Good Drag was on here. Just a super dope album. I don't know what they're doing now. Their lead singer kind of doesn't tour with them anymore. I think they got the dude from Memphis Mayfire, Matty Mullins, filling in, and maybe he's the permanent singer of the band now. Stephen Christian. I don't know what he's doing. So check him out. Song of the week, Billy Joel, You're My Home. Always been one of my favorites. It's kind of a throwback. I mean, it's got to be late 70s, early 80s. I think it was on the Piano Man album. Super banger. Billy Joel's got a catalog of bangers. If you don't like Billy Joel, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you never heard Billy Joel, go listen to some of it. Start with You're My Home or Piano Man, The Longest Time. Leave Your Tender Moment Alone, Down Easter Lex. He's got so much stuff. But this song of the week is You're My Home. Another week down, week 13, 90 days in, and the success is coming in huge amounts. We'll take it. Welcome back to the channel. If you've been watching the videos, if you're new, welcome to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, leave comments. I'll respond. And I will see you in the week 14 progress update. It's your buddy John, out.
God, your hands are green. Because they got hit by lightning.